are listening to The Lounge. Welcome to The Lounge. Relax. Listen to The Lounge. Listen to The Lounge. Relax and listen to The Lounge. Listen to The Lounge. You are listening to The Lounge. You are listening to The Lounge. Welcome to The Lounge. Relax. Listen to The Lounge. Listen to The Lounge. Relax and listen to The Lounge. Listen to The Lounge. You are listening to The Lounge. You are listening to The Lounge. Welcome to The Lounge. Relax. Listen to The Lounge. Listen to The Lounge. Relax and listen to The Lounge. Listen to The Lounge. You are listening to The Lounge.
What's good, everybody? Fellas, how you doing? Good, good, sir. Good, sir. How about your
Yo,
Steve?
We doing pretty good. Glad you guys can make it on tonight, and I'm glad you all. When y'all get on, I'm glad you all are on tonight with us as well. Appreciate y'all to the live crew and also to the replay crew. We thank you for joining the Lounge Talk. Your boy Nick, your boy James, and of course the Urban Doctor, Mr. Pernell Maxwell. We appreciate you taking the time to watch our pod. We love you. We don't take it for granted. We love you. We really appreciate you. Tonight, though, uh, and we focus more so on the fellas a lot. I want to focus on the whole uh, people in general, ladies and men tonight, on the subject of priority management and how to deal with stress, added stress that we don't need, stress that often comes to our doorstep. How do we deal with that? And so I want to deal with that tonight because I believe everybody, especially during the holiday season, and Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah.
2025. If I haven't spoken to you since last year,
Mhm.
Happy New Year. Glad God let you make it over to see another year.
Uh,
But for real though, how do we deal with stress? How do we deal with managing our stress? How do we go about excommunicating and releasing stress that we don't need? Because I believe a lot of people are checking out of here, not necessarily because they live uh, crazy lives with their diet or crazy lives or just they out there doing crazy stuff. A lot of people are checking out of here because of added stress. Stress is a killer, and people don't really understand how important it is to identify what added stress is. A lot of folk just go around in their life saying, I'm just used to it. Now, your body is not created
yeah.
to handle things above what you're able to handle. And a lot of people are going on go, 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 empty, and they're just going off stress. Stress can energize you, but it's negative stress. It's negative energy. All right. So, fellas, whoever want to go first, how do you deal with added stress, and how do you prioritize things that uh, you need to prioritize, or things you just push to the curb and say, listen, that's not important right now. How do you do that in your life?
Let me go first. Cause I know Nick the Quick. Uh, he always wax deep. So I'm gonna get out the way real quick. I'm gonna get out the way. Like I said, first and foremost, Happy New Year to all. Uh, I want to say this: in my younger days, I never really paid attention to stress. Period. Uh, Kind of like having that young man's mentality, like you hit the ground, you just bounce up and get back and
Mm,
doing things. But as you get older, your body starts sending you signals, and you realize either you can't do what you used to do, or you're not as good at it. Uh, or here's my favorite: it takes more time to recover from
mm,
whatever you do fall. So, for me, dealing with stress, I didn't realize it until like I become a little bit older, and it's not nothing that just hits you out of nowhere. Well, for me, but it just seems like a lot of stuff was like maybe on my shoulders. Like I started becoming more responsible for things. So I'll say for me, in my instance, years back, I got married, I got kids, so it started being more on my plate because it stopped being just about me. So I could say that was not stress, but it was added pressure to. At first, it was just me, but now I got a lot of more people to look after or to cover. But in doing so, to be transparent, I had to start, in order to make my job easier, I started figuring out how everyone operated,
all
like
right.
understanding personalities, the strengths and weaknesses, and not everybody else, but it made me look myself in the mirror. In order to lead properly, you got to know thyself.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm not gonna lie, it made me draw closer to the Most High in order to get some type of regulation going on. I felt, and what comes to mind is Warren G, which is, I love music, so I kind of have to correlate the two, but it's so bold and aggressive. Like that's how God was kind of smacking me in the face, like, young man, you're gonna have to wake up. No longer are you a little boy no more. You know what I'm saying? You got to start paying attention to the finer details in life if you wanted to sustain and
Mm-hmm.
get to the greater life that you so desire. So for me, it was start paying attention to more detail, uh, starting with myself. Therefore, I'm able to help others, i.e., my family, friends, uh, just co-workers, whatever. But I had to get to a place where I recognize what was my triggers. And I think we spoke
Right.
about this before,
Right.
but sometimes we so busy working and we so much on the go, like you said, we on the go and we grinding it out, for men and women. Everybody either has their occupation or, they in school or, taking care of the family, whether it be kids or maybe taking care of family members, that might be elderly or maybe sickly. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and that stress can add up and you got to take time. I was talking to one of my big bros recently before we got on the pod, and we was reminiscing about Martin, how he was doing that woosah on Bad Boys, and we look at it that from a comedic standpoint, but it's very vital and important that everybody, man, woman, boy, child, get that one-on-one time with the Most High, with the Creator, and that personal time
Mm-hmm.
to recalibrate, to be honest with yourself, like what's going on, how you feel, what you thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And because little do we know, even the way the small things, how we think is where it starts. As a man thinking, so shall it be. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like, oh, today, because it's raining, it's going to be a crappy day, guess what? That's what it's going to be. So
Mm.
I have to switch it in my mind, switch my spirit to be like, yeah, even though it's raining, let me look at the good thing because the rain helps restore life. You know what I'm saying? Because after that, the sun comes out. You know what I mean? And things start growing and start developing. So sorry about running off on the tangent, but I'm just trying to paint the picture of how it's important for us to take that time out for ourselves in order to
Mm-hmm.
really help, build our surrounding, our environment. But we got to shape it and starting with us. So for me, I use myself as an example since you asked. I either meditate or I pray like in the mornings, afternoons, like on my lunch or something. Uh, a lot of times where I get a little quiet time is the drive, a commute, going to work, or going to a practice, or on the way to a destination. You'll be surprised what those 5 or 10 minutes or 20 minutes in the car can do to you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Again.
I challenge everybody to start riding with the radio off.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
That's tough.
paying
That's
attention.
tough.
You
That's
start
it's
paying attention
needed.
to your surroundings, man, and you really become one. If you really tap in, but you got to have an open mind and and choose God's will over yours. Um,
Mm.
really connect, and you'll start getting that peace, which helps that stress start decreasing. You know what I'm saying? Little by little.
Right, right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nick. The juice is flowing, my boy.
Hey,
Oh yeah, let's
bro.
wax deep.
Hey man, nah, you was in it though. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You was in it. I was 100% there with you. I probably only had like two, things just to kind of personalize my story
Mhm.
according to what you were speaking on. And you talked about like, man, you sometimes just ride with the radio off. Like, man,
Yeah.
I've been literally like I wouldn't even say bored, but trying to retrace what I value as my personal time now. Like I sold my game back, gave it to Game Exchange,
Oh
said
man.
turned it in. Like for real, bro. Seriously,
Yeah.
Wow.
I just brought the PlayStation 5, not even a good 5 months ago. And I really just was like, bruh, is this getting in the way of the things that you asking God for?
Mm,
Woo!
And I'm like, nah, ain't no way. I'm manipulating my own self. We don't talk about that a lot of times. I'm
mm.
manipulating my own self. I'm like, bro, you good, bro. It's a
Ah, yeah.
game, bro. Like, Come on, bro. It's really not. But I would when I realized like it's getting in the way, it
Mhm.
gotta go. It
Wow.
gotta go, bro.
Yeah,
It gotta go. I don't, and that's one thing that I can say. Like maybe a gift and a curse to some people, but with me, it's either for me or it's not. I don't know how to play in between. Of
Woo.
yeah,
like, sometimes I don't know how to do that. I'm either all out or I'm
yeah,
nothing at all, and that's so it's just yeah. But to be to definitely kudos to what you're saying about Ryan with the radio off. I've been finding myself do it, and we just speaking on like stress and priority. Like, what was your real priority? You can spend an hour to
Mm-hmm.
4 hours on the game,
mm,
but OTO supposed to be a household name. How this gonna work if you're on the game?
Right.
mm.
Right.
Nothing
Right, right,
more.
right.
Your brand is nothing but a logo when you come to PlayStation. It's only a logo on there showing people. But that, I mean, cool. You can build a community, whatever. But that ain't what you.
Wow.
That's not
Right.
according to what I was. Yeah, so yeah, you just got to drop it, bro. And that hurt. Granted, I'm a
Yeah,
man. I'm gonna be real, bro. That hurt, bro. Being
yeah,
real, it really does hurt.
yeah,
Especially
That
when you
take
sit in four corners and you like, ah,
that takes that takes some humility, bro, to even
ah.
can bring us up to sell your
right,
game, bro.
Nah, for real.
That takes some humility. That take like, and that's what First Peter chapter 5 talks about humbling yourself. I preached about this not too long ago.
Yeah.
Humbling yourself under the mighty hand of God, so that in due time He'll exalt you. That's perfect example of simple stuff like, listen,
right,
I gotta put this aside, because there's greater uh, to come at the end. But to add on how I deal with stress as well, and I do turn off the radio sometimes because me and God be having them come to Jesus moments, not
Yeah.
necessarily on my part, but Him getting on to me. Because
mhm,
sometimes, and a lot of preachers go through this, and a lot of people that's been in the faith for a long time, we go through this stagnant season of where I know the word,
mhm.
me and God tight like that, and then God be like, "My boy, you don't know nothing, you
Right,
don't
right,
know anything." And so those times, I do have to sit in the car and listen to God, how to deal with my stresses, because most of the time I try to take on the world because
right,
I think I'm a man, I got to take on everything, and God had to remind me, James, you're not built to take on the world. That's my
right,
Yeah.
job. Your
right,
job is to be a sheep and follow me, and listen to my voice. Your job ain't to take on the big bad wolf.
right,
Your job is to walk in my power and to walk in my strength. And
Mm.
so, one thing that I want everybody to understand, that stress uh, is a killer, just like bad eating habits, just like anything, bad habits. Stress is a bad habit, and a lot of folk don't even know they got that habit.
yeah,
They just deal with life stress. Oh, I'm just gonna add to my plate. I'm just gonna add to it. I can handle it. I can handle it. And you
Right.
can't. You can't handle it, and because you're not built for that. And I'm not built for that. And so most of the time, when I find myself being too stressed, I have these anxiety attacks or panic attacks, and I'm like, oh, my body is triggered, and they'll be out of nowhere. I'm thinking like, oh, what's going on? Because I'm used to go, 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 go.
right,
Working these 10-hour shifts, and then you got to be home with your family, with the church, you got to do that, and with school and stuff. You really don't have extra time just to be doing extra stuff, saying, oh, I'm just to be doing something. Because being busy doesn't mean you're doing good, it just means you're passing time.
right.
Sometimes
It's
you
a
need to
big
sit down.
difference. It's a big difference between busy and productive, bro.
Yes, you got to sit down, because a lot of folks checking out of here because they just so busy and they don't
Yeah.
have time for rest. How do you
Right.
defeat stress?
Yep.
Rest.
Right.
No.
You gotta rest. You gotta rest your mind. You gotta rest your body, because a lot of us be on the go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, we
Mm,
not doing nothing. Let's just sit. Sometimes I want to sit at home. Why?
boy.
Because my mind needs to be decluttered. I need to spend time with God,
Right, right,
getting
right,
this
right,
word,
right.
and get this off of me, bro. Because if I don't release this stress, it's gonna be some sad singing and some flower breaking.
Yeah, but you ever notice how like, bro, if you could be the hardest working cat in the world, bro, if somebody catch you chilling for like 3 minutes, bro, as a man, it's like, bro, what you doing? Like, bro, you lazy. Like, bro, you be like, bro, it's the only 3 minutes I took.
Right.
They done really, so it's really never, almost never a
Mm-hmm.
safe space for a man really to chill for real. As soon as he do or he get comfortable or he get content, that's when you feel me. Like y'all as men,
Mm-hmm.
y'all know exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah,
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 But
yeah.
yeah,
because hey,
yeah,
what you doing, my boy?
it's like a, what's going on there? But it's
Right.
like I just 365 I gave y'all on my own. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
This the vacation. Yeah, but nah, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
your
a whole
mind,
nother aspect
your
into
mind
it.
gotta declutter, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have to.
Your mind
Have
has to
to.
declutter because you bring that stuff home.
Quick.
Your kids know when you stress.
For sure.
My especially my daughters, they'll give me a hug because they know daddy on one. Let me
There
hug
you
my
go.
daddy, but daddy on one. He tripping.
All right.
He putting hamburgers in the toaster. Daddy on one today. He need to put the
Mhm.
burger on the grill. Nah, he putting it on the toaster. Nah, what's going on? Because sometimes we're out of touch with reality because our stress, we thinking about, okay, I got a deadline, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that, and then we take it away from our family. And so
Yeah.
one thing I'm not going to do, and I told my wife this, I'm not adding extra stress to my life because I can't handle it, and I'm not taking away from my family. I can't do
Right.
it
Yeah. Yeah.
because they don't deserve it. I definitely don't deserve it. Most of all, God don't deserve it because He deserves my full attention. And so I can't give my full attention to God and be effective to my family when I'm making stress my God, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Right. 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 That makes sense. Yeah.
And so sometimes we make stress God. And then God be like, buddy, your priorities is messed up.
Buddy. Right. Uh.
I love what Sean said. He says trying to be Superman and taking care of yourself, taking care of everyone, and not taking care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself before everybody else. Trying to be Superman, and everybody got that syndrome, especially as a man.
Yeah.
Men, we ain't Superman.
Right.
Mm.
We try to be.
Nah, for real.
Most of us are Clark Clint
Hmm.
all the time. But we try to be Superman, and we find ourselves falling on our
All the
face.
time. The whole time.
So it's difficult sometimes, y'all. Uh,
Yeah.
I would agree with that too. But also kind of to really go in depth and answer the question that you asked earlier, like how I personally prioritize is like I got a list that's like it's actually not a list, it's more of a quadrant. And
mhm.
so it's four spaces within this quadrant. And then you got urgent, important, you got unimportant and unurgent. So now something could be urgent but not important.
Get your pens out.
Something could be important but not urgent. You get what I'm saying?
Say it
Something
again,
could
Nick.
so
Wax the deep. Wax
Hold
the
on,
deep.
bro.
y'all wasn't even on this, bro. I wasn't
Wax the
even
deep.
I wasn't even on that. I wasn't even on that. But no, seriously, like when it come to really like trying to prioritize everything, and it's something I learned like a while back from a coach that gave me some free game. But it's for it's it, when you look at it, it's like a graph, right? And so it's like a T chart. You got important, you got urgent, you got unimportant, and you got unurgent. So something could be urgent and important, and that's first priority. This is urgent, there's a deadline, but it's
Mhm.
also important as well because something else could fall under this not happening.
Right. Right.
Now you got important, but it ain't urgent. That's getting the kids, picking up the kids from school. Now that may not, I mean, it is a deadline, that's something different. But
Yeah.
just like, all right, us doing the pod. It's not urgent, but it's important. We putting
Yeah.
Mhm.
that value, the value is ours.
Right. Right.
Now, this where it really those are kind of set in stone. You know when something urgent, you know when something important. Now, when something unimportant and unurgent, that's when you like, I can
Right.
kind of,
Right.
that's a
Right.
gem. That's just spending 2 to 3 minutes just talking with your child on just a personal level, or that may go to 30 minutes, whatever. Those are things that ain't nothing urgent. It's nothing wrong right now. But it's not important all the time because they might fall under those other things that's urgent and important to you.
Mhm.
But those are the things where, and I heard TDJ say, never miss a moment twice. You gonna miss moments. As a man, you gonna miss a moment.
Yeah, for sure.
especially if you're a hardworking man. Don't miss
Mm-hmm.
a moment twice. You might miss a son moment. You may miss a dad moment. You might miss a don't miss a dad moment twice. Don't miss a husband moment twice. Don't miss a, you feel me? So you're gonna have to,
Right.
you always juggling which one you're gonna sacrifice. So you're
Yeah.
gonna sacrifice one of them. You ain't gonna be all, you can't, you one person.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel me? So I
It's that
mean,
Superman. That's that Superman mentality, bro.
so I just prioritize it to what's most important and urgent. When it don't follow under those, okay, what's urgent? I don't have
Mhm.
that urgent. Okay, what's important? And
Mm-hmm.
then now, because it'll just start walking you right through. And that's not to say that I don't always, sometimes I miss out on this, I miss out on that, but don't miss the moments twice. That's the
Right.
big kick. Don't miss the moment twice.
Yeah, yeah. Even Michael Jackson
Woo.
uh on Billie Jean, you know what I'm saying? Billie Jean, not my love. You remember what he remember to always think twice. Just twice. You know what I'm saying?
Boy.
Right,
You got
right.
this twice. You know what I'm
Talk.
saying? Twice. And Nick, I'm glad that you said that, man, because most men, and I know even ladies too, um,
Yeah.
we do not formulate a game plan. We might understand what the problem is, but there's no plan of action to execute on in order to remedy the problem. So I appreciate you for giving that gym to write it down, make it plain, and actually start executing. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
something I've learned too is just being present
Right.
uh, is very vital. You know, my pops told me about this old school song. It was like, your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. I forgot some old.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
us being sometimes we might be physically present, but we mentally and spiritually not.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
uh, for us, I challenge us and anybody who's listening or watching, go back and check us out. Is work on trying to be present. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In a positive manner. But like we said, if the way we're thinking can really add more stress and weigh us down even more. So it's important that we grab from the places of prosperity and of high frequency of higher level or higher calling. You know,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
just because it's dark and dismal around you don't mean that's what it has to be for you.
Right.
Last time I checked, one of my favorite scriptures, I think is Matthew 5:16, says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." And my big bro once told me, he said, "Bro, you got to break it down." He said uh, he wouldn't have told you not to shine the light if it wasn't dark, right? So we got a higher calling to continue to be like these lights in our background to be on. Every time we walk in our house, we can flip that switch and
Mm.
immediately the environment changes.
Mm-hmm.
How we have to be. I know it's days where it is dark and dismal. It is times where we crying, but like the orphan Annie say, the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet
Right.
your you know it's going down. So it's
Yeah.
keeping that God body. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Remembering that we were created. You
But
know for
also too, bro, man, and not to cut you off, but this something I get going once y'all get going.
yeah yeah
But
yeah
You
bruh,
good, bro?
a lot of the times, man, you got to think about it, bro. It's all about your perception, bro. Your perception become your reality, man. And if you walking around, bro, because it's raining, don't mean it's a bad day. Like, what? Who are you to create the excuse? As if God didn't create the rain, God didn't create the sun. When it rain, what? Why do that put you up? Why do that put you in the house? You know what I'm saying? Why do that make you like, oh well, it's the perfect day to go watch Law and Order? Why don't they make you like, oh, I do still gotta the gym ain't closed because it rained
right
or
right
whatever it is, don't you know what I'm saying? So you just start putting excuses on day-to-day situations,
right
or you
right
like, you start getting lackadaisical when certain things flow in. And
yeah
that's
yeah yeah
I look at it like, to me, that's a we don't look at that as pessimism. That really is though.
mm-hmm.
That's you positively handling pessimism. Like, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So you taking that situation and this, which quote unquote, like you said, dark. You taking that dark situation and you flowing with it. When I just necessarily look at it like, bro, if I said I'm going to the gym 365, or whatever for 52 weeks in a row, whatever. However
Yeah.
I broke it down, then this what it is.
Right.
Hail, sleet, snow, tornado. I might be running from the tornado. That's what you know what I mean? And that sounds
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Of course, I'm being dramatic and with the intention, but I
Sure.
always just look at it like, bro, whatever you said you was gonna do, bro, do it. Like no matter what come with it, this what you said. This is how you drew it out for
Mhm.
yourself. And
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
even when it come to drawing it out, once you reach, like say like you got a vision board and you write it out for the entire year. When you get to the end of the year, anybody ever was satisfied with what they got, or where they was like, man, I really should have put. It's always like that.
yeah,
So why you ain't put that same amount of work in throughout the entire?
that's
Yeah,
true.
man, I'm telling you, bro.
Definitely.
Craziest
Big.
thing that blew one of the craziest thing that blew my mind. A valedictorian, he got his speech to speak, and he was like, "All right, everybody, raise your hand real quick. All right, now raise it up just a little bit higher." He said, "Why didn't you raise it that high the first time? See, that'll be the difference in the people that are making and the people that." I said, "Oh, boy was 16 years old." But
Right.
we don't apply that. That's something very applicable.
Yeah,
We
for
don't
sure.
apply that. Like if I say get this done, or let's be on here, or let's whatever.
Yeah.
Who really execute, or who really like, all right, if it get done, it get done.
Right.
Mhm.
That's the difference in who make America and who run America, who
Mm-hmm.
builds America and who really funds America. That's a,
All
you know
right.
what I mean. So, and not to go too deep, but I'm just saying on just practicality of working hard, practicality of where stress really come from. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's your mindset. 1,000%. I think it's sit in with your mindset.
Oh, straight up. And if you look
Straight
at
up.
everything that we take in, majority of this world,
Yeah.
it's mostly negative stuff, bruh. Like
No, for real, for real.
that's
Mm-hmm.
what plays on our minds and starts in getting in our spirits. That's why we allow outside sources to deter us from off our destination. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like when you, well, back in the day we had to print out map quests in order to, know where we was going. Now we got now we got the navigation on our phones and our vehicles.
Right, right, right.
It's like this, like when you start consuming certain things, and we talked about this before, when you might have a destination, instead of going straight there, it'll be like distractions come up, and then you go into the nearest Popeyes, or you finna go here and go there. You going to places that's taking you off course
Yeah,
from
Mm-hmm.
trying to get to. So, me myself, like we said earlier, like you have to take those moments to ride with the radio off, or sell your game system, or get off social media, delete your
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, or whatever that's distracting you from what you need to do. And I want to put a pin here. That's why I love this podcast and this brotherhood that we have, because man, what I see, brother, in this world is a lot of people don't have that camaraderie or accountability partner, are not even in an environment to Nick to speak on the thought process that you have. Like, hey, if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get it done. A lot of people don't have that lion in them to do that, bruh.
yeah, yeah,
They
Mm-hmm.
they, they don't mind sitting on the sideline, asking, yo, who need water?
yeah, yeah.
Like, I got the Gatorade mixed over here. Let me know when y'all ready to drink.
But make it practical, Pete. Don't make it as if I got some super gene, you know?
No, it's not
Make it
super.
practical. But make it practical because I once was a cynical minded person where I just went with the flow. Nothing really pulled me, nothing really like you feel me? But
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
it was a situation where I had somebody hold me accountable and it hurt. Like
yeah.
hell
Right.
to be exact. Let's not act like it don't hurt.
Yeah,
Accountability never feel good. I'm telling you, I'm
it
going
don't.
against your flesh. Come on, bro. When do going against your flesh ever feel good?
Yeah, for
Mm-hmm.
sure. And you're definitely right. And I can speak to that as well. Like, so I think for what I want to say about us, and it's not no brag or bodacious stuff, but I feel like we're the cool kids. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That didn't happen overnight. And like you said, because we come from different environments,
Right.
but it helped shape us. And in that, some wisdom came and accountability came. And I'm saying this about our pod. We're kind of like, well, we allowing God to use us, use our gifts, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
when we all break from here, we try to shine the light as much as we can in life, right? and we all have a purpose and a cause, and we are able to plant the seeds, and people plant the seeds also too in us that can possibly be fruitful. Like it was a point in time. I use my father for example. Growing up, I never really liked to hear what that man had to say to me. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
and again, that goes back to like you said, Nick, that accountability part. I didn't realize that till later. Like he was saving me.
Mm.
Yeah.
So with getting with the program, I had that support. And like you said, what you have is not a superpower, but it got to a point where I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I got in the environment of this guy, this
Mm-hmm.
man, and I started seeing the difference versus what I was doing and what he was doing.
And the results is always gonna be different.
It's always gonna be different. So, like the old man told me years ago, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired,
Oh,
oh,
bro,
you go. When you get tired of hitting your head against that wall, bro, you like,
bro,
okay, wait,
Yes.
working.
bro.
Yes.
So let
Soon
me
as
start
soon
doing
as
this,
your strength, soon as your strength stop, get
Yeah.
some strength kick in, bro.
man.
Come on, bro. Come
And
on, man.
so, and that's why I say about us having the environment, this pod, our friendship, our fellowship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Out of this place, the things that we all, people that we've ran into that then touched or then dropped the seed in our life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what helped us be able to have that light to continue to turn on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Back and seeing when boy, it's dark and dismal. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Absolutely.
I don't want to continue living in the dark. The only time I want to be in the dark is when I'm like a
Sleep.
photo that has to be developed.
I'm sleep.
Mm.
That's the only time I want to be in the
That's
dark.
the only time. You know what I'm saying? Because once it developed and I pull it to the light, oh, it's a beautiful art,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful piece of work. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree with you, Nick. Like accountability, man, it sucks, but the results are life changing.
It's beautiful, bro. That's why I sometimes you got to say what you feel
You
in
do.
a righteous way. You know what I'm saying? When you know genuinely that you helping somebody, and
Yeah,
that's I feel like I ain't gonna say nothing if I don't got nothing positive to say.
right.
But
Right.
if I know I'm finna, I don't care how you take it, bro. I promise you, we could fall out for 6 years, but on that 7th year, you gonna come back and be like, bro,
You right.
man, to this, I'm now a self-made millionaire or whatever your goal was.
For
Because
sure.
I told you what I felt was on my heart to say. Like, this is what you not do. And I only
Mm.
expect the same thing, bro. I fully know how to receive, bro.
And being with you saying that, and not to cut you off, but and I've been trying to learn I wouldn't say technique, but learn this skill set
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
with dealing with people because again, being that I've slowed down and I'm trying to continue to lower the stress, and I'm
Mhm.
looking at what triggers me. Now I'm looking at what may trigger others. So
Woo.
I've been trying to develop the skill set to kind of meet people where they are and not
Mm.
no type of judgment.
That's good. That's good, P.
Try to like help the situation instead of hurt. You know what I'm saying? When people deal with me, bro, and I know y'all feel the same way, and anybody listening on this pod, I know that this is everybody's goal to add value to anybody, yourself, and
For
anybody
sure.
around. You feel me? So once I started slowing down, bro, I started figuring out, oh, I might not understand everything that a individual went through, but I'm
Uh,
just like y'all said, man, when we talked about grief, and it's been going on still to this day. Um, Nick, you said something real powerful. You was like, "Hey, I'm here for you, bro. Not no, I'm gonna bring through some chickens and cookies and milk. None of that. You was just like,
I'm
hey,
I'm here for you.
it's being that's here is more than anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Chance, so man, I count it all joy, man, with what we got going here, bro. Because it's hard sometimes because we be so passionate and we want to help so many people. It's hard to sometimes to just chill and be like, hey, whatever you need, bro. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
you need, sis. You
Come on, bro.
know what I'm saying? So sometimes we have to take not getting away of God, not getting away of the big G. You know what I'm saying? And
You
just
said it.
allow things to really work for the good. All things. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yo, like I like what you said, B. There are things that God has shown me about somebody, about myself as well. But there's things that God has shown me about somebody, and He says, "Don't address it, because
Right.
I'm gonna deal with them." And
Yeah.
like because sometimes we
Right.
do get in the way
Mm,
of God. We do get in the way. Can't nobody teach you about life better than the Lord Himself,
No,
nobody.
because He is the giver of life. He can teach you about something that He's created. And
nah,
so
for real.
sometimes we add extra stress to our life trying to be
Ooh,
God to other people. And we
that's
don't even know we're trying to be God.
Yeah,
right.
Because we trying to be like, hey, you need to do this. You need to do that. You 90 years old. Well, excuse me, you 50 years old. You still. And sometimes God will show you, like, listen,
yeah,
how I showed you, how I turn the light switch on in your head.
Yeah.
That's gonna take. Sometimes it takes somebody else 20 years. It may take
yeah,
you 40.
yeah.
Right.
And
And
sometimes you
and
gotta humble
and
yourself.
then too, like you gotta realize, like when you was dealing with whatever you was dealing with, it ain't that easy as you making it seem like this person
Right,
need to
right.
receive it. And
Exactly.
God was the perfect gentleman towards you. You was stubborn,
Right.
still is. You been
To
came
this
out the
day.
womb stubborn, my
To
man.
this
And
day.
you mad at God. Like it's so yeah, bro. It's like, yeah, hand in hand though, man. Hand in hand. And that'd be another thing though, too. Like, man, me and my mom going through a series where it's like, being a in the division where we grew up, how I grew up, bruh,
Mm,
it was do as I say. It don't matter what I do, do what I say.
Oh
But
yeah.
now we going through this phase of like, man, I understand. You ain't a man if you can't just call your mom out on her BS. That's BS. I'm sorry. I guess that
Right.
ain't that's when y'all feel like you really and not disrespectful, but just being
Right.
real. Like, nah, that ain't the best
mm-hmm.
way. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't how I want to parent mine. But
Right.
still, it's a thin line between like correction and disrespect. One, they got to be
Woo!
able to receive it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yep.
They be in a
That's
position to receive it. And
uh,
also, too, like I had to really work on my delivery because how do I tell my mama things that she been teaching me for 29 years that they incorrect now? Now that I'm
Mm-hmm.
older. You feel what I'm saying? So
sir.
I'm going all the way against the grain. Like
Yeah.
way all the way against the
Yes.
grain. So now, it's just an interesting phase because I'm like, nah, honor don't just go up, bruh. Honor go down, bruh. I
Yeah.
shouldn't treat I shouldn't treat Chris no different than I treat James, bro.
Right.
Mm,
I should give him the same respect. Down, up, older than me, younger. It don't the same. But when it come to the younger people, we like, oh, they don't know, they don't. Man, just respect me, like you said, meet them where they at. That's why I smiled when y'all was saying that
Yeah.
because we say that, but what do we really know? What meet them where they at feels and looks like.
yes.
Cause that can
It's
look like a
tough.
lot of different things. You get what
Sure.
I'm saying? So like when I think of me, somebody where they at, I mean like humble yourself, take yourself out the situation,
So
and literally like get to know that person. Like I had to, I'm in the parental stage of like before I bring kids in this world, I want to know what was all the deficits when I was brought in this world. What was all,
Right.
incorrect? What was all what I'm saying? What made me excellent minded in some areas, and also what made me negative as a
mhm.
kid, and da da da. What? So yeah, I just before bringing something else in the world, I want to know what was done right or wrong. You
Yeah.
know,
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
listen. And let me tell you, applause to you, brother. Because
nah,
most
for
men are thinking like that. They thinking
real.
one of the third head and not the main head.
Third Peter.
The man, third
Hey,
person point of
chill,
view.
chill, B.
I'm serious.
Nah,
So
for real
that's
though.
like conversations like this are so important because sometimes we allow our past and our lustful addictions to overcome us, and then we have to deal with the results. And then
Mm-hmm.
we playing. I heard this cat once say, "Time it's hard to play catch up."
Mm. Bruh, why that sound like my dad told me? He said, I won't lie to you. He said, the funniest thing in the world is that if I had a friend like you, you wouldn't be born. And
Boy,
to this day, bro, I think I just understood it right there on this
Woo!
podcast. He
it,
told me that since I was 15. I never understood right now, bro. If
yeah.
I had a friend like you, you wouldn't be born, bro. And now I get it, bro. Wow, bro.
would have took the Michael Jackson approach and to do things twice. Got to think twice. You know what I'm saying?
Just help me figure that out, bro. He
Bruh.
said I had a friend like you wouldn't be alive. I
So
was thinking negative. That's crazy. I was like, see no kid. What's
right, right. Don't get rid of your boy.
Yo,
and we was friends, you'll knock me out. Like, but that
Right.
make a lot of sense though. It make a lot of sense.
I want to piggyback on what you were saying, Nick, about like you say, meeting people where they are. I was talking with one of my good brothers, and we was talking about currency.
hmm
And usually, when you hear currency, you think it's some type of exchange, monetary, financial, whatever.
Hmm.
But in this case, we was talking about treatment, and so this goes along with what we're talking about. The treatment that you give yourself and you give others is a higher type of currency, right? When it's done correctly, right? You will get your return on investment.
I did.
You feel
Podcast over.
like
Podcast over. It's been
you
great talking to y'all.
go get it. You know what I'm saying? And then if you give your treatment or your currency and treatment
Right.
negatively,
Right.
you gonna get that too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever you put in,
What you gonna
compound interest.
it's coming.
No matter what you put in, compound interest, bro. It's a spiritual banking system, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
Spiritual banking system.
let us
right.
continue to put that treatment in with ourselves, right? Because some of us we doing ourselves grimy and don't even realize it. But that's why
Thank
us
you.
talking about this is very
Yeah.
important because I heard my wife say this one time. It started with you, it's gonna end with you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right. So sometimes it's hard to even and putting ourselves first is not in a selfish manner. It's like what's that analogy that they give when you're on the plane, mask come down, you put yours on
Take
first,
care of yourself first.
Yeah.
right? I'm trying to make sure I got enough oxygen to keep things afloat so I can pass it to you so we can both get up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get it
Right.
popping.
hmm
We
I
have
always
to,
say that. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off, people. I
You know,
always say that because one of my favorite scriptures, when God was telling the Pharisees, was like they was asking them what are the greatest commandments. God, Jesus said, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, then love your neighbor as
That's
yourself."
not so.
And
yourself.
so, if I can't properly love myself,
Hmm.
I'm definitely not able to love anybody else.
Come on,
If I
bro.
can't properly take care of me and
Come on,
Right.
decrease
bro.
the stressors, if I
James.
can't properly take
James,
care of
James,
James,
Yeah. There.
I
they just won't hear James.
uh,
They they just want this. They don't nobody care about the in between. They just want this, man.
if I can't take care of James, I can't take care of nobody else.
How
Can't.
can I?
And so many people are trying to take care of other folk empty. You trying to fill somebody up empty.
Exactly.
Ooh, impossible.
It's
Exactly.
impossible. We
Mm-hmm.
trying to be here, trying to be there, trying to be there. Now our kids going lacking. We trying to be here, trying to please the boss, but your wife unhappy. Your
Yeah.
husband unhappy. You trying to
Yeah.
please the pastor, but your kids in the streets, and you don't
Yeah.
know where they at.
Mm.
Priorities.
Nah, for real. Nah, for real.
Take care of you. Be
Yep.
whole for you first,
Man,
Yep.
because God,
James, I wish you had that button.
what's the
Man.
button?
You going off right now.
Because one every time I read that, I'm thinking, okay, we gotta love everybody. And Jesus like, listen,
Yeah.
take it slow,
Take
Yeah.
love
it
God. Okay, Lord, love the Lord. Okay, da, 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 da.
at
Now
you.
love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't properly love other people if you're holding on to your addictions. And I'm not
And
judging nobody,
Mm,
y'all. I promise you, I'm
mm,
not judging nobody. You
mm.
can't properly love somebody if you're holding on to stuff that is killing you. That's pride.
Right.
yeah.
If it's gonna take years off your life, that's gonna affect your kids and your spouse. That's pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love yourself. Take care of your health. Take
Yeah.
care of those stresses because you know good dead.
And
No.
you know what I learned, James?
What's
A
up?
lot of the times when you start looking at it as a legal system, you'll start that treatment that P was talking about, you'll start treating things nice because you give the devil legality over certain situations by how you perceive. the situation.
Yeah.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
All fact.
Turn it off.
All
Like
fact.
for
Turn it
real.
off. We done for the
Like,
night. Ladies and gentlemen, turn it off.
I'm sorry.
Bruh.
That's
For real though.
Say that again, bruh.
Like for real though. Like I don't think like for real. Just think about it like a legal system, bro. When you do the crime, you do the time. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna leave it at that simple. If you start looking at the spiritual realm, let's just call it a realm. You start looking at the spiritual realm as a legality system, like a legal system. The things that you do, you'll start. Like for instance, he was saying the way you treat somebody and looking at it through somebody else's eyes, walking in somebody else's shoes. But you don't realize by some of your habits, even your bad habits or good habits. Let's just go with your bad habits. Some of your bad habits give the devil legality
right.
to intervene within what you got going on in your life.
Ooh,
And sometimes we playing around, we like, oh, the devil busy. No,
that's
you the
scripture.
reason. But you the reason the devil busy. Like you open the door. You feel what I'm saying? Like people don't be understanding, bro. I'm very careful with a lot of the things I say, where do,
Yeah.
listen to. Very, very careful, bro. You have to be intentional, bro. And I used to be mad, man. My auntie used to just have us watching nothing but Veggie Tales. I used to be pissed. I'm gonna tell the truth, bro. Veggie Tales. We can't watch no Cartoon Network, no nothing.
Right.
Veggie Tales, bro. The folks ain't got no arms. They vegetables.
All
I'm like, I
right.
can't see them shake hands. I can't see.
Yeah.
What
I
up?
was
What's up, my
pissed
boy?
until you now realize she was like you said earlier. She's saving you. You don't know about all the things that's really changing
Mm-hmm.
your perception and the way that you perceive things and the way that you even take things in. When something happened to you, they may some may happen to a character and then they crash out over it. So now you watching it, what you gonna naturally do because you're learning. You're a sponge. And so now you're very appreciative of it, like very,
Uh,
very appreciative of it. Because now I'm seeing like, bruh, and it's a lot out here to consume. And it's he got so many portals that you can consume it.
so
Eyes,
many.
ears, mouth, like so bro, you just
Yeah.
gotta be careful, bro.
Bruh.
So, Tim James, and I know y'all because y'all both of y'all smart. What's the the world got this thing, and I know they get a lot of stuff derived from the spirit, but and they try to twist it, but sometimes it still works for the good. What's the four love languages?
I think it's more
For
than
love.
four.
It's four. Well, what's the main ones?
Love languages, right?
Yeah, love language. You know that
Love
thing
language.
where they be like, go to the computer, take that little test, and you got the love languages that come out
Yeah,
like,
so like you got physical touch, words
okay,
of
Mm-hmm.
affirmations, um, gift giving.
giving.
I said physical touch already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
giving. Is it time? Something about time,
quality time,
Quality
quality
time.
time.
and there's one more. So I said words of affirmation, quality time, gift giving, words of affirm. Physical touch. There's one more. There's definitely one more. There's
Okay.
definitely one more.
Anybody
But
on here,
yeah.
put it in the comments. Do your research. I want to add one more that is quiet one that the most of the world is a love language, but they don't realize it's toxicity. Some
Nah,
people
nah.
love language
You
is
reaching, brother. You reaching.
Hey,
toxicity.
that boy spot on.
You know what I mean? And when you start again doing your inner work and you start getting closer to God, you start seeing this stuff from a distance, and you like good googly moogly, and it ain't in a good way. You feel me?
Nah,
Mm-hmm.
for real.
It's scary.
Hmm.
And I'm pretty sure y'all done seen it. Sometimes I see social media, whether it be YouTube or something like that. But I am glad that I am not dating or courting in this world today because it's so many pretenders, fakers, or representatives. You so many layers you got to peel back.
Oh, bro, they doing you in.
Dude,
They doing you in.
they setting cats up, and they always been doing it, but now it's on like 20 times over, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But again too, it's your perception.
Yeah,
Your perception is your reality.
yeah,
It's somebody because you got Matt and Bree. They are of this generation, I would like to assume. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah,
They're a little bit younger, but it's like that's
they before their
successful.
time, Nick. They before their time.
Yeah.
yeah. They got
Ah.
all stuff.
They before their time.
Totally different. Totally
Yeah,
different.
totally
They-
different. They don't count.
they-
That's they okay.
I
My fault.
They up there.
My fault.
They
My fault.
mature. They came out the womb with
I
a
already
checkbook.
matured.
They came
Okay.
out the womb with a checkbook, bro. Don't worry about it. No, that's different.
My fault. My fault. My fault. Okay.
I'm not saying that there's not any, people who operating on
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
good frequency, but the
But as a
majority,
whole, yeah, yeah, yeah.
it
Yeah.
seems a little bit tainted. And I'm just saying the toxicity is more publicized and lifted up versus, pure and being humble and has some type of righteousness, what I'm saying, is going on in their life, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just, man, I intercede, I pray for the world as a whole, keep covering my family and friends, bruh. Cause I just think about my sons and my daughters when they get older. I already told James, uh, our kids around us, same age, you might have to do some arranged marriages or something, because I
Hey,
know
That
him,
how y'all coming, bro?
and
hey,
I dude, it's
Bruh.
scary here, bruh. It is scary.
That how
But
y'all coming.
this is how this is what I want to say too. Like, that's why it's important, like we've been saying, is that we individually do the work for not only ourselves but our households. So
Yeah.
our kids, when they do go out here in this world, they ready and they
mhm,
protected, they covered, they know what to look for, what not to look for, because we giving them the real, and God gonna be with them because that's what we giving them, what I'm saying, throughout their upbringing. Like you said, it's their environment that
Yeah.
they in. Won't be they won't be done in by the fugazi. You feel me? So
Hmm.
mhm.
yeah.
You know what? And I understand because especially we've been married for a long time, P. Uh, all we see is the toxic people out there. But there are some good individuals
Now, yeah. I
who
ain't
are
gonna hate.
trying to build up their life to where they can be a good spouse to somebody. Um, but yeah, most of the time, especially in our work environment,
Yeah,
and we have to also give grace to people. Because listen, rem- P, but me back in the day
yeah.
was not husband material,
No, not by any means.
see,
but it was a
I,
James material.
I only know husband material, James. I don't know.
Now you don't know that, but
I feel like I wouldn't have judged nothing past nothing. You feel me?
hey,
I feel like we still would have been tight, but still,
I
I
had the
don't.
code of toxic.
Man.
I knew the toxic code.
Yeah,
There's people that hate me to this day, bro.
Yeah,
But
right.
hey, but I
but
understand
look,
this.
hey, I would
Hey,
have if
it is
I.
what it is. I
There's no
repented.
telling.
But this one thing that I can say, y'all, that it we have to give grace to people
Yeah,
Mm,
to mature.
yeah,
Because 19, 18-year-old James ain't gonna be 35-year-old James.
yeah,
yeah,
Now some people still got 18-year-old them at 35. But we have to give people grace to
yeah.
mature. And
and
God
not
will
your
deal with them.
grace, not your grace.
Right.
Yes.
They,
God's grace.
yeah.
Your
Let's give them
grace,
God's grace.
your grace ain't no longer than your arm, man. Come
Right.
on, bro. Be real, bro. Like, man,
Hmm.
come on, man.
Mm,
God's
God will
grace.
what'll take you a lifetime, and God know how to switch it up.
yeah.
Yeah,
He lets you fall in. Like, okay. You know what? I'm about to intervene now.
yeah,
Smack. How did he do Paul on Damascus? Paul was
yeah.
going around throwing everybody in jail, and then Jesus showed up and switched the game. Now Paul done did way more work for Christ than he
Yeah.
ever did as a Pharisee. Why? Because Jesus knows how to extend grace and he knows how to shake things up better
Hmm.
than we can.
Oh,
Right.
that's a whole another podcast. Don't get me started on shaking things up.
Jesus can shake it up
What
better than
can
we
you
can. We
stop it,
limited with our shakeups. We can
boy?
talk all that yang. Jesus ain't got to say a word. All he got to do is show up
Hmm.
and
Booby.
knock you straight on your tail.
Yeah.
And
God give
so we got to give folk God's grace to everybody. Um, and that'll release a lot of stresses in our life. When we try to take on a lot of stuff, I promise you, you start feeling it because you're not able to keep those promises, because
Yeah.
we got some promises we kept that we can't keep. That's added stress. We got
Mm-hmm.
some engagements that we done set that we know we can't make. That's added stress. And so listen, there are times to where, and I even tell folk that if I'm playing for somebody, I can't do it, bro. I
Right.
can't do it
Mm.
because I'm tired. I can't do it. I try to find somebody, but I physically can't do it,
Mm-hmm.
because it's taking the time away from my family. That's why I don't play for a lot of people now. Not because I can't, because I choose this priorities. What Nick said. Is it important? What I wrote it down, Nick. Is it urgent?
Is it important?
Is it important? Was it
I-
unimportant?
Is it not important?
Not important.
Is it
Not
not
urgent.
urgent?
Yeah, that's major.
Playing.
That's
And
simple.
so I've decreased a lot of stresses. Now I'm still growing. God is still maturing me. But I'm decreasing in a lot of stuff because I understand
Hmm.
that I'm not built to change the world by myself.
Mm.
God put the Holy Spirit in me. The Holy Spirit gives me the ability to change
Yeah.
individual by individual. I ain't Jesus. I,
Yeah.
I ain't got no nail prints.
She said, I ain't got no damn man. All right.
And so we got to understand that, a lot of stuff wouldn't bog us down if we would learn how to take care of ourselves, and we would learn how to give grace to other people. We wouldn't find ourselves in smackdown situations. Most of
Mm-hmm.
our arguments that we have with people, disagreements, is because we don't extend grace. Ain't no love there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Or it's love there, but it's
And
toxic.
you're not accepting of what's being said,
Mm-hmm.
or you may not feel like you're being accepted of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For
Whew.
sure. I got
But
one.
go
Let me
ahead.
let me, let me say this one thing, man. I talking to one of my big bros, and we talk pretty frequently for the most part. I always say this usually when we either get off the phone or when we greet each other getting on the phone. He said, "Hey man, win your 24. Win your 24." So basically correlating with what Nick was saying, how he had the diagram and categorizing things. And my pop told me about this. Take a sheet of paper or whatever, and the whole 24 hours from when you wake up, go to sleep, eat, all that kind of stuff, and basically fill in the blank, like what you doing at certain times every hour, all your 24, and see how much extra time you have when
I
you
got you,
start
P.
acting things like social media time or,
Stay
playing
right there.
or um, talking to people on the phone too much.
Mm-hmm.
P. P.
And that you feel like you helping, but you really not because they probably calling you every Tuesday or every Wednesday or whatever, talking to you for 2, 3 hours or even an hour. In the
Mm-hmm.
words of my honorable auntie, Maxine Waters, start reclaiming your time. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
people get caught up because it's easy to, because we're human beings and we want to be there and support for one another. But sometimes you can
Mm-hmm.
allow someone else's uh emergency to make you become urgent and try to like come to the rescue. It
Man,
ain't
I
it
got
ain't
one for you, P.
yeah, hit
I
me with it.
promise. Man, you might want to write this one down though.
All right. Let me get my pen and paper. Here we go.
And number one, paper remembers, people forget. That's simple.
Mm,
Paper remember, people forget. A man should always know where he been, where he at, and where he going.
yes, sir.
Ever since 2018, when I heard the very quote that I'm telling you, I got documentation of every day, every night, every afternoon, no matter where I've been, no matter where I've gone, in the country, out the country, at work, off work, on vacation, does not matter. I got all the way from 2019. to now to 2025. I just bought my other planner 2 days ago. But
Yeah.
every since then, bro, it's been a life changer. Can't nobody ever tell you where you ain't been at. Can't
Right.
nobody. You can. Biggest thing is it's become a diary for me, and I realized my consistency. You start looking back and see
Right.
Mm-hmm.
how well you did something, bro. And
Dang.
also too, if you really sweet with it, now you get to document the money that you're spending daily. And I get it, your account may already do it when you whatever, but
Right.
just like maybe you want to keep track of your personal stuff or
Mhm.
the amount that you know maybe you got a specific thing that you're trying to watch out for. Now you documenting it. You may look back and be like, oh dang, this is the first day that I said whatever. If romantic wise, business wise, whatever, podcast wise, you'd be like, dang, all right, now you mapping it out. You
Right.
see, well, you go back and you backdate and you retroactively start counting up the days. Now you see, oh, since Nick came along, we done had 7 episodes. Okay,
Right.
okay, bet. Well, how many we want to do a year?
Right.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now you get the you now yo like so that's
Right.
man, bro. It's been transformative in my life. Bro. I have quotes that I said in 2019 that's still applicable to my life right now. So
Yeah.
man, when he told me that, he said, "Remember this." I said, "Go ahead." He said, "Paper remembers, people forget." I'm rambling for my pen and paper right after that. And paper remembers, people forget.
Yeah.
Write it down.
Most
And I
definitely.
was like, all right. He said, you need to get you a planner. Every man should know where he's been, where he's at, and where he's going.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
was like, bet,
Like that,
telling
bro.
you,
I gotta
telling
go
Mm-hmm.
you,
planner.
telling
I
you.
wrote I wrote that down. I'm gonna give me a planner
Yeah.
too.
For sure.
I'm telling you, bro, changed my life. And
So,
it worked in so many fields. Legally, can't nobody legally say where you was, where you are. It's on paper. This is what
so,
I've
Uh-huh.
done. This is yeah. Go ahead.
so you doing every like kind of like hour on the hour, or just the events that go on through your day?
So it depends. If I have a day where I'm chilling, I might just block that off a whole day, like at the crib, or this was an off day, or
Okay.
zoo lights. I don't know. I'm just saying something. Went to go see the zoo lights, or a
Yeah.
podcast 7 to 8. Little
Gotcha.
things that I feel like would be intricate to wherever I'm going. Like to me, this is podcasting. This is something that I love. I love speaking. You know what I mean? So
Right.
this is keeping a track of that. I'm always trying to keep track of any speaking event I have. Anytime where I'm using my words and I'm on a platform, I want to document that. That's something that I want to keep track of. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just builds your how many hours you've been doing this. Oh, okay. Well, somebody negotiates a contract with you. Hey, we want you to come speak at Zeus. Well, how long have you been doing this? Oh, I at least
Yeah.
kick that. You get
Right.
us. So I mean, just point blank range, just keeping it real with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can always go back. Yeah, I was at such and such church on the 26th. Then sister such and such asked me to come speak at her event at the. So yeah, you just never. Yeah, it just gets you more on point. You know what's going on, and it keep you from missing two moments. Now this is a full circle moment of the whole episode. This is how you tie it all together.
Yeah.
You know where you've been, you know where you at, and you know. So now the
Right.
accountability comes from where you've been. You
Yeah.
look backwards. That's when you retroactively looking at it and grading yourself. Man, bro, I only missed 2 days. Bet accountability. I'm not missing no days. You only missed 2 days of the gym or whatever. Whatever you
Right.
said it was gonna do, be more intimate with your wife, whatever you said. You only
Yeah.
missed 2 days. Now you see that on paper. And I promise you, bro, that's probably one of the best feelings when you see 31 days of something being done other than breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like it really feel good. It's
Yeah.
especially when you doing it day by day. You're not
Right.
really, so you're just
Mm.
doing it day by day. But when you see it, bro, it really do feel good, bro. That's probably one of my best. I started to you start manipulating yourself in a positive way. We don't think of manipulation as a good thing. But this is the part, this is my best manipulation I've ever went through, bro.
Right.
Best manipulation tactic I've ever taught myself. Like, bro, like start knowing where you at, start knowing where you going, start knowing where you want to go, and they all align. They
Mm.
all literally align. So,
Oh.
yeah, I didn't mean to go on a tangent like that,
Now
but
you good.
Need it. Yeah.
for
This is to go until we get sleepy. Now I'm just messing with
real.
you. But y'all, it's at the top of the hour. We passed a little bit of time, but this kind of talk really don't got a time limit. But of course, uh, we know we got to solder we got to solder tree down. This could be another hour worth of conversation, y'all. And I believe totally. This might be a part 2 coming up with this one. We really could do a part 2 of what we did last time.
We could.
We're gonna
Yeah,
have a bunch.
we
We're
need to
gonna have a
start
bunch of
doing that
part
too.
2s. All right. We're gonna
Yeah.
have a bunch of part
We
2s,
need to
maybe
start
some
doing that.
3s. But listen, y'all. Thank y'all again for joining the Lounge Talk. Like I said before, me and Nick and Pernell, we really appreciate y'all for taking the time and joining our podcast. And listen, y'all, you can inbox us and let us know. Like, if you got some topics that you want to discuss, don't be shy. Hey, we're like, hey, I think we need to talk about this. And, we'll get to it. Hey, because we're not too big or to discuss anything. Because listen, we are people, we're human, and I believe God wants to help us in all areas of our life.
For
So,
sure.
100%. 100%.
amen. So, listen, thank y'all. I love you. I praise God for you. And listen, like I always say, let's build the kingdom of God together. Y'all have a great rest of the night, and I hope y'all have a great day tomorrow. God bless you.
Definitely.
What's good, my beautiful people? Thank you again for watching the Lounge Talk. It is an honor and a privilege to be able to dialogue with you and with Nick, Pernell, and myself. I love having our conversations. I love having our dialogue with each other. But do me a favor, if you haven't done so, please like and share the Lounge Talk. We are on Facebook and YouTube. If you have not done so, please like and share. Before I get off of here, I want to let you know that everything that we do is because of the love of Christ in our hearts. Listen, Jesus Christ is the reason why we get to do this thing right here. It's because of Christ, it's because of God that we are able to spread goodness and spread dialogue with each other. Listen, the main thing that we want to do is build the kingdom of Christ. It's all about Jesus. And so listen, do me a favor if you haven't done so. Please, again, like and share. And I want to let you know that I love you and I praise God for you. And let's build the kingdom of Christ together.